Good afternoon, Night Nation. It is April 6th, and you are watching episode 10 of Inside the Lair with Kirby and Blair. I'm Blair, he's Kirby, and we are back after a brief hiatus. Lots going on in the interim, and we had a lot to talk about. But first, welcome back to Kirby. You accompanied the band and choir kids down to New Orleans, and let's get a brief update. How was New Orleans, Louisiana?
If you've never been to New Orleans, you gotta go. It's one of the coolest cities, if not the coolest cities I've ever been to. The atmosphere with all the bands playing, all the people, all the food that we don't get up here. It's so much fun. I'm so happy to go, and I just can't thank Miss Larson and Miss Schumacher for asking me to go. The kids were fantastic. We saw a bunch of cool places, including the Destrehan Plantation, which is where 12 Years a Slave, parts of that was filmed. We saw the cathedral. Jackson Square, and just touring the city was so much fun. And I think the best part for the kids was they were able to go and experience it without constant supervision from adults.
Little free time.
Free time, and I think they really appreciated that, and they did a good job handling themselves. So.
Saw a lot of pictures on social media, and it sounds like everybody, including adults, had a great time down in New Orleans, and you guys had a quick trip, that long bus ride, but heard it was well worth it. So glad to see everybody back safe and sound, and lots to do now that everyone's back. You got a lot of kids that were on that bus trip that are now participating in spring sports, and let's get right into it. Spring sports practices are underway, games are about to start, competition's about to start. Let's start with baseball, and baseball will open their season, weather permitting, tomorrow at Waterville Elysian Morristown, and then home opener Friday, weather permitting, against Byron. Coach, you're a part of the program. Your thoughts on what we can expect this week and for the entire season?
Well, the first games are always a little, the pitching is ahead of the hitting because we just haven't seen as many looks as we'd like to.
Right.
And we're not going to be very deep. We've only got 10, 11, 12 guys, something like that. And that's going to be an issue if injuries happen. So hopefully we can stay healthy, and hopefully we can start getting more numbers out going along here.
Sure. And then next week you're still busy. You got games Monday and Tuesday at Goodhue Monday, and then Tuesday host Medford, all weather permitting. And as someone who follows a lot of high school spring sports, it's all about the weather. And as coaches, you hope that you can kind of stagger these games so you're not playing 3 nights in a row.
If you got a lot of pitching, it isn't a big deal to have a lot of games in a row. But when we don't have many guys, it's a burden on us too. But the biggest thing is, if you can feel your hands, you should be able to play. If it's too cold and you can't feel your hands, it is brutal.
Right.
So hopefully we're able to get some good weather, and if not, we can reschedule to some good weather. So.
And the ladies are also on the diamond, and the girls softball, they're opening their season at home on Friday against Lake City, and it should be a good one. And then they travel to Hayfield on Tuesday. And we talked to coaching staff then a couple weeks ago on our last show, and they're excited, and they've been practicing a long time, so they are ready to go out and play against someone other than themselves.
But they do have a little game action in the scrimmage that they played down in Rochester last week in the Dome, and according to the coaches, their offense isn't where it needs to be. They got to improve their hitting and getting runners over and scoring runs. But their athleticism is going to keep them in games, especially on the defensive side. So hopefully they could find a way to get some runs in and get some hits and the bats going.
Fantastic. Our track team, again, been working hard for a couple weeks. Had a meet canceled yesterday down in Winona. Just too cold to run, not safe for the runners and for the field athletes. They're going to compete Friday down at Wabasha Kellogg, a 4 p.m. start. This is a team without any home meets because of the facilities or lack thereof of facilities. So this is a team that really needs support because they never get a home match. And so it'd be nice to see some people head out to Wabasha Kellogg, not too far away. And if it's a nice day, which it might be able to see a good matchup here for our track team.
I know we've got some experience coming back. We also lost some experience through graduation, especially with the throwers. But it's a new opportunity for those younger throwers coming in. But sprinting and long distance, we've definitely have some powerhouses there and some hurdlers that can really get the job done too. So good luck to them as they go to their first meet, and hopefully they take home the crown.
Yeah, and this week we'd be remiss not to talk about golf. It's Masters Week, so we got golf going on here too, not just in Augusta, Georgia, but at the Kenyon Country Club. Boys golf, they'll get things going with a home meet on April 12th, hosting Cannon Falls and Pine Island. The girls swing into action on April 25th, so a long spell of no competition for them, and they'll be down in an invitational at the Oaks Golf Course in Hayfield. So good luck to them. I know that Coach Weemy's working with his team and getting ready. And this weather that's kind of hit and miss is hard for golfers, especially because hitting in a gym is not like hitting on the fairway of the fourth hole at the KCC.
Well, I've seen them outside a little bit. And they can do as much pitching wedges as possible, but they're having trouble finding places to practice putting, to find places to practice chipping on the greens. That's a big part of the game.
Right.
You know, the old saying is drive for show, putt for dough. So to practice that, they've really got to be able to get on the course, and hopefully they can in a little bit. Speaking of the Oaks down in Hayfield, did you know you can go to the Oaks on Wednesday afternoons and get a pretty good deal for a steak dinner and a round of golf, too. I've done that myself, so it's pretty fun.
I'm really excited to get out there. I'm not a great golfer. I'm not even a very good golfer. I'm not even a bad golfer. I'm a sub-bad golfer, but I'm excited. I drive by a lot of courses on my way into town here. Excited to go to the KCC and golf a little bit. There's some nice golf courses around, so it's nice. It's a great lifetime activity. You don't have to be hardcore about it. You can just go out and have a little fun.
The Kenyon course has got everything you need. People get so enamored with, I got to get an 18-hole course.
Amenities and
But it's got dog legs, it's got uphills, it's got downhills, It's got tough holes, it's got semi-easy holes. It's got what you need, a par 5.
It's a course for everybody. Yeah, it's a course for everybody, and that's what everyone needs. In Minnesota, if you didn't know this, Minnesota has more golf courses per capita than any other state in the union. So get out there and enjoy the spring when the weather gets nice. So that's it for sports.
One other thing, though, with activities, school activities, the trap shooting team has been practicing and they're getting underway. Hopefully we can bring you a preview of their season and get some video footage of the boys and girls shooting for them. I hope the best of luck to them, and I hope they get it done at their first, I don't know if they call it a meet or a shoot-off or what.
And the reason we know about that, the trap team, is that they reached out to us and said, hey, come and talk to us and come take some video. And so we really want you to know that this show is all about you. If you have an idea, a story idea, a suggestion, you have a thought or a story, let us know. You can reach us on Twitter. You can reach us at school, call us, email us, whatever you want to do. Can't promise we're going to do everything because there's only 2 of us and about 15 minutes to do the show. But we are always open to ideas. I'm Hometown Guy 33 on Twitter. Kirby is
at K Vandywalker.
And this is going to be a lot of fun this spring. Lots to talk about. Short show today, but the activities are heating up. And we're going to have longer shows with lots of results, lots of interviews. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for bearing with us over that 2-week break. But it's a lot of fun to be back inside the Lair with Kirby and Blair. For Kirby, I'm Blair. Kirby, anything else to say before we wrap things up?
Go Knights. I love the red and black. Let's get it done this spring season.
All right, we'll see you next week inside the Lair with Kirby and Blair. Have a great week, Knight Nation. Do something good for somebody. Bye.
See ya.